Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have got, within 2 seconds I realized what we must do, and that's give our boy a sticker. Obviously the very old Dokkan Fest exclusive characters I do not have stickers on. Because remember, stickers came out during the 5th anniversary, January of 2020, or maybe it was February 20. I don't remember exactly if it was January or February 2020, like when exactly the first sticker was available. I think it was in February, because I remember it was the free-to-play Gogeta, the free-to-play Blue Goku, the free-to-play Blue Vegeta. Those were the three. But anyway, that's when stickers came out. So the older Dokkan Fest from before that time, I don't have stickers on, so as we're getting Super EZA characters, we are going to have to be putting stickerooskies on these guys. Now, I think that this full power Frieza seems to me to be a very good Super EZA. I don't know that I really need to say it much deeper, much longer, or anything other than the fact that he's very good. I think this is going to be a nice, capable unit for some of these like villain teams. Terrifying Conqueror, Planet Namek Saga, stuff like that. Now, I went more of a defensive build for Frieza because this Frieza, what we're probably going to be using him as is a defensive slot 1 to protect maybe like first form Frieza and some of these characters, right? That's the main thing. I do think, though, an argument does exist to go full offense for Frieza, specifically because you probably want to move fast with this guy before he loses a lot of his damage reduction and thus can't be as defensive. What I envision from this Frieza is he's pretty, well, he's elite early on. Then, once he's not elite anymore, we can kind of float him off right as we're wrapping the fight up, is what I think. He should synergize incredibly well with First Form Frieza. I do think First Form Frieza is probably going to look outright more impressive than Namek Vegeta, which is crazy. I think so, but I don't want to go too crazy until Super EZA Full Power Frieza is out. We could run him along with First Form Frieza, but with this guy, and with Tech Carnival Broly, and with LR Turles, Frieza's team is now way more capable. We have good characters added to that team. Yet again, I will repeat myself. I know people love Super EZA because, you know, this guy came out immediately after the first anniversary on JP. So this is like a March of 2016 release. Yeah, March 1st of 2016 is when this guy came out. So people love that a character that's that old is good again. For me, Super EZA is the villain saving mechanic. Is exactly what it is. As long as this mechanic is around, villains are going to be able to be in a good spot. And a lot of these villain Super EZAs are at least helpful. They're creating good characters to run in these teams, which is awesome. Let's jump into a fight. We'll do a couple of runs because Frieza gets 12 key. Let me just flip it over. Frieza gets 12 key and 150% attack against a pure Saiyan enemy. So Frieza's going to look way better there. And, I mean, there's potentially some buffs here against superclass enemies as well. But this is monstrous right here. This is a gargantuan buff, right? That's a lot, man. So we're definitely going to have to take a look at him there. In terms of Frieza's 200%, I don't like him on Int Broly's team. We could make it rock on EJL Broly's team. No, we can't because First Form Frieza's not on Broly's leader skill. Damn. First Form Frieza is what we're going to have to do. That's the setup that we're going to be using here. So, let's hop in. I think I'm going to start with the UI Goku fight. Let's see how good Frieza looks. Guys, I'm going to bring us back right here. I mean, this is not that bad, right? Like, we can build a real lineup here. So, remember, First Form Frieza needs 5 Terrifying Conqueror characters, right? Himself, Full Power Frieza, LR Turles, that's 4. Then Tech Broly is a must include on the team, right? So the first 4 characters we see are a must run. And then Kui and Kid Buu are kind of like the 2 extra options. We could do maybe Harudagarn. I mean, I'm sure there's other options, but I think that this is actually going to be a fairly decent setup here. Because Tech Broly and Full Power Frieza, they'll be able to handle slot 1 in many of these instances. I mean, especially if, you know, if that guy has got dodge. I'm kind of curious right here. I want to let First Form Frieza get a hit. I know that this is the full power Frieza video, but part of full power Frieza is the Renaissance for First Form Frieza. By the way, so right now this celebration is a Namek Saga celebration, right? Namek Saga characters are, you know, what we're getting. I really must talk about how much I despise the fact that this Frieza is not on Namek Saga. I hate it. I hate it so much. This guy and Dodoria, both not on Namek Saga. By the way, I probably should have brought Dodoria, actually, rather than Kid Buu. Well, I guess we could have gotten rid of Kui. I wanted to give Kui a little bit of, you know, like, bro, I mean, I don't want to just say, like, I mean, guys, like, I dropped, like, you know, $2 grand to get Kui. I want to use him a couple of times. Is that okay? Is that okay? Like, do you guys get mad at me for saying that? Like, you get it, right? Like, you get it. Like, I'm gonna want to use Kui a little bit, man. Like, we got to get him in here somehow, right? Like, we can throw Dodoria on there, right? It's all good, but you know, I just saying, man. I mean, Kui is not the greatest. I think we can make some magic happen here or there, but I mean, again, he's certainly not the greatest. Wow, this could be a very impressive turn for full power Frieza damage-wise. I probably don't want to use full power Frieza first turn of the video, though, and potentially throw him in harm's way. So one of the big things with First Form Frieza, we could talk about this right here. First Form Frieza in slot 1 gets 150% defense and 30% damage reduction. In conjunction with 50% defense he gets at the start of turn, and then on his 5th turn, so essentially his 3rd turn, after that, like, his damage reduction will start going down. He starts out with 80% damage reduction. That's quite good, obviously. In slot 2 or 3, he gets 150% attack and defense on super attack. So, you know, like, we do want to sort of, you know, keep that in mind, right? Okay. I am gonna put full power Frieza on slot 1 right here at the start. Actually, you know what? I am gonna do this. I'm sorry. I know it's, you know, because we could get away with it, I'm gonna do it. UI Goku, I think, probably could punish us quite badly if he supers in slot 2 again, but I'm gonna just, you know what? We got dodge anyway. Let's give it a try. Here's what First Form Frieza is gonna be doing. He's gonna be doing a lot of crits, a lot of supers, a lot of damage. Like, really, okay, so 34 turn 1. We have a guaranteed additional super, too. 34. He gets 30% defense for 3 turns with a super attack effect. Would he just really tank UI Goku? He probably would. Even if UI Goku... I've got good news, and that's the First Form Frieza is a dev friend, or shadow friend, as I've started calling them, which we're gonna need. God damn it. Please dodge. Okay, dude. Alright. Well, Frieza looked good. The point of the video is full power Frieza. At least his turn, he looked good. Alright, guys, let's try this again. Hopefully without the bullshit this time. Hopefully minimum bullshit that I have to deal with. Ay. Like, there's no way that happened, man. Please, dude. Now, one major part of that turn, though, we do have to talk about is full power Frieza's damage was crazy. Remember, he gets 12 ki and 150% attack against a pure Saiyan enemy, which obviously this Goku is. And that is not something we're going to see in the Goku and Frieza fight. That's not something we see in the Super Janemba fight. Gogeta is a pure Saiyan, because remember, it's the LR Tech Gogeta, which starts out as Goku and Vegeta. So that Gogeta actually is a pure Saiyan category enemy, and then Bulma is not. Right now, you know, there are a ton of other fights even than the 4 I focus on, but the main 4 fights I'm focusing on at this point in time is, again, Goku and Frieza, Bulma, Super Gogeta, and Super Janemba. Those are the main 4 fights, I think, to grade characters right now. Alright, so we eat the super. This is probably going to be double digits. Wow, damn, really? That's a little bit more than I was expecting. I know, oh, well, it's class disadvantage and type disadvantage and all this stuff, but, I mean, bro, that's still... Alright, triple super right away is beautiful. That's a hidden potential system additional super right there. Alright, so... Full power Frieza, he's going to look significantly better next turn. Because next turn, only 2 from you? God damn it. Okay, because remember, full power Frieza, when his super attack effect is 30% defense for 3 turns. So, we're going to see him... Oh, Lord. I can't hide Kid Buu in here, man. Not the greatest rotation for us. We could get away with my first form Frieza. We could YOLO it a bit. Maybe, I mean, we could replace, you know, Kui or Kid Buu with Hirudegarn. We could do that. I mean, Hirudegarn is not exactly great, but, I mean, he at least can provide some value. Hirudegarn is definitely better than Kui. Alright, additional normal. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know. Maybe first one Frieza's not that good, man. I don't know what to tell you. Holy Christ. Double normal? Really? Oh, God. We come back to the Frieza team. The reason I have not been very high on first form Frieza, and, I mean, I've talked about this at length, is the first form Frieza experience is dying nonstop. Just like the Master Roshi experience, just like the physical Rose experience, and, I mean, in the hardest fight in the game, that's the Namek Vegeta experience. What do all 4 of those Dokkan Fest TURs released in 2024 have in common, chat? They're slot 2 characters, right? When it sucks, when the huge, big, you know, Dokkan Fest give me your money unit has to sit in slot 2 and rely on other characters to be slot 1 for them. Slot 1 characters are not easy to come by, which and that's a major reason all those teams is just dying nonstop. All right, all 4 of those Dokkan Fests I named, who just sit in slot 2 or slot 3, and then, like, you know, the fight is over by the time you even get to slot 2 or slot 3. All right, what is full power Frieza's defense here? Huh? What? That's with the 30% defense for 3 turns? He triple supered last turn. He might not be as good as I was thinking. I think he's good, but maybe I was jumping the gun with him a little bit. Because it's not like UI Goku debuffs or anything like that. Damn, okay. Yeah, that dodge build, dude, for sure. We'll see. We'll do the long video. We'll take him in a lot of the fights. I mean, you look at these damage numbers. I didn't really lean into crits, but, like, if he's critting, you guys can see he's doing a lot of damage right here. Although, again, this is against a pure Saiyan enemy. We need to do a run where we're not going up against a pure Saiyan enemy. That's very important. Alright, so that was our second rotation with full power Frieza. So, starting... Can you please super and not normal? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, first from Frieza, by the way, needs to super, not do normals. Yet another character where it's like, please super. Stop doing normals, goddamn you. I could kind of see a little bit of an argument for full power Frieza with crits, just to help the team, you know, keep moving fast. Because full power Frieza, I mean, if he's firing out crits with all those super attacks, he's doing mad damage. But he is also a character that you're probably going to be running in slot 1. It's way more important for your characters to be, you know, sitting there in slot, whatchamacallit. It's way more important for your slot 1 characters, I think, to be defensive rather than offensive. But, I mean, what do I know? Right? I'm the worst ever. If first one Frieza had a KO screen, I'd use that right here. Let's just 30, 40. What are the chances UI Goku supers right away? Full power Frieza. If HP is 50% or less when attacking, guaranteed crit on super class enemies, and super effective against all types on extreme class enemies. I don't think we're gonna... That's one of those HP restrictions. Not gonna have consistency on that. Not really the biggest fan of it, but I think that there's a... Like, I think a lot of times I will talk about a certain character type of way, and people don't get why I talk about that character compared to that character. So, to me, there's a big difference between this guy having, like, you know, kind of like an extra tack on for his crit, who, again, this is a second EZA for a character who came out, you know, 9 years ago, basically, compared to Namek Vegeta, who is the brand new give me your money character, right? That's why I was so hard on like int LR. That was a phantom input, by the way. Both of my hands were like, I was gestured, I was animated like point, like that's so crazy. Anyway, I like, damn, dude, the phantom input just threw me off. My point I was making. Oh, that's why I'm so hard on int LR Broly, by the way. It's because he's a Dokkan Fest LR. Like those, you know, there's like these characters, man. Like, you know, why isn't this full power Frieza a Dokkan Fest LR level character or something like that? Sure. But, I mean, that's living in Fantasyland, right? Like, I don't really have... We're not going to see his ability, but I don't really have a problem with him having it, if that makes sense. Whereas, like, Namek Vegeta, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen right there. Namek Vegeta, I'll complain over and over and over again about, you know, his under 50% HP buff, because we're not going to see that shit. All right, this is beautiful. So, we took that damage right there, intentionally, obviously. And so now we're going to be able to get this. I'm going to double active skill right here. Do we think First Form Frieza, can he live this? I kind of want to see how much damage First Form Frieza is going to take. This is a friend First Form Frieza. What are you looking like, boy? Defensive equip, okay. I'm not the biggest, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan on 30 additional or whatever, but I mean, he is a damage dealer unit, I guess. All right, we're going to pop the 2 actives, and then we're going to let this turn play out. Remember, since we are under 50% HP when attacking, full power Frieza is going to drop guaranteed crits.
新生児の実を食べ続けてきた俺に勝てると思ったか？俺の勝ちだな。
You know what's funny is this fight specifically actually could be a little bit of a tough matchup for the Frieza team. Because we know UI Goku is guaranteed to only super attack in slot 2 ever. He literally only supers in slot 2. So this could, again, be a tough matchup specifically for the Frieza team. Because, you know, Frieza wants to just sit right there. I actually want to see how Frieza's going to tank right there. If he gives us a lot of super attacks, could he live this UI Goku super? Maybe. Wait, let me double check it was 0 dodge again. Not the biggest fan of that, but whatever. I'm not in the mood to argue about it. Let's see. So remember, full power Frieza is doing guaranteed crits right here. 23 million, sure. Oh, now our HP, that's a hidden potential system additional normal, okay. Our HP wasn't over 50% when attacking, so he was not getting his guaranteed additional super. All right, there's a crit. Additional normal, of course. Let me guess, additional normal's coming in? Okay, good. Yeah, Frieza does a lot of damage. Ooh, UI Goku dodge, that's not good. Additional normal again? He did 2 additional normals, man. There's your 30 additional build, motherfucker. Nice. 30 additional, so in the critical moment, you just do an additional normal anyway. Great. Awesome. I love those 30 additional designs. I think First Form Frieza, I mean, maybe it would depend on a little bit better luck with the additional stuff like that. Maybe I'm thinking too highly of him, huh? Maybe. All right, well, I mean, we saw full power Frieza. We saw him in slot 2 drop a huge attack stat. We saw, you know, kind of like what he looks like in slot 1. Let's use full power Frieza against a non-pure Saiyan enemy, so we could see what he looks like without that huge extra ki and attack, which he's not always going to have. Alrighty, so we're here. I do think that this Frieza would probably be safe. Again, unless I'm thinking too highly of him, I think Frieza would be safe in slot 1, even if this Gohan supered. But do I really want to take that risk? Nah, let's not do it. Alright, let's see. What, so remember, so we're seeing full power Frieza now. This is going to be without a pure Saiyan enemy. So Frieza's going to lose a lot of damage. By the way, never went over this kid's link set. So he has Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Nightmare, Strongest Clan in Space, Big Bad Bosses, Over in a Flash, and Fierce Battle. So, I mean, he's got your good, you know, solid villain link set. Prodigies and Over in a Flash are definitely not good for a villain, though. Those two links. I mean, what villain characters have got prodigies? Off the top of my head, I can't think of many. Let me see. This is mostly like a, yeah, Vegeta, Caulifla. AGL Broly has got it. Okay. Some Golden Friezas have it as well. Well, no, I guess a lot of Golden Friezas have it. Okay. Third form Frieza's got it. AGL Full Power Frieza has it as well. I mean, there's a fair amount of Friezas that have got it. I guess, like, you know, Zamasu's got it. Okay. Sure. But, I mean, you know, if we get, like, a very good Carnival Final Form Frieza, you know, maybe we could get Prodigies up. Over in a Flash, I mean, that's just... That's yeah, those are the characters that have Over in a Flash, right? Not really something that you're going to see taken advantage of on a villain team. All right. What is Full Power Frieza's damage going to look like right here? 15. I mean, that's, I'll still take, like, dude, that's still over the threshold of damaging Goku and Frieza, by the way. 15? 15.9? Like, if that's a crit, he's doing damage to Goku and Frieza. Hidden Potential System, additional normal right there. You know, I gave him a lot of additional because I'm looking at it and, you know, raised the defense by 30% for 3 turns. I kind of, in my brain, I'm thinking about swapping his additional to crit. What do you guys think about that? Damn, I really have turned hard on additional, huh? Like, I really think we're going to get more value out of giving him crits, like crit. Because, I mean, I look at the Goku and Frieza fight as the hardest fight, the standard fight. And they do have a damage check where it's like, if we're not critting, we're not doing damage. You know, are you Tech Broly? Then, you know, you can do damage without a crit. Are you not Tech Broly? Then, you know, and either Tech Broly works for that. They both would do damage, right? But, like, if you're not Tech Broly, you're probably not doing damage without a crit. And now I know there's a lot. EGL, UI Goku, and there's a ton. Yeah, I get it. But you guys get the point, man. Damn it. I'm arguing with ghosts out here, dude. All right, so let's get, speaking of him, let's get Tech Daddy transformed. Remember, we do not have a Namek Saga ally on rotation right here. So stupid. It really bothers me so much that Frieza is not on Namek Saga. It's a real thing that annoys the shit out of me. It really is. All right, man, I kind of, I mean, we have basically seen everything about Full Power Frieza, right? Like, because I do like to make sure to get all the aspects of these characters in here. We've seen his additional supers with HP above 50%. We saw the guaranteed crits when attacking superclass enemies, HP under 50%. We saw his buff against pure Saiyans. We've seen him have turns of, you know, double and triple supers. You know, we've had him linked up next to First Form Frieza. We've been on a 200%. Like, we kind of are seeing the numbers and the stats and the abilities that Full Power Frieza's got for us. All that's left is just to do a big, long video and see how it manifests in a lot of these big situations, right? I like this guy, though. I think he's pretty good. I feel like I'd put him above Super EZA Broly. Maybe some people would get upset about that, but Super EZA Broly, man, it's a little easy for him to take damage. Super EZA Broly. He takes damage easily. Easily. Super EZA Broly does. So, early on, I should specify, early on. But, you know, Goku and Frieza, he could get locked in, you know, slot 1 against 17, insta-killed. Gogeta and Janemma could kill him pretty easily. Bulma, Super EZA Broly is just typically pretty good for that fight, but, yeah, the other fights could be a struggle for sure. Alright, we do still need to get Full Power Frieza, so here he is at 200k defense. We do need to see Full Power Frieza in slot 2 against a non-pure Saiyan enemy. We haven't seen that yet. Oh, there's a super attack right there. Okay. This is great. This is like a 2.5 million super, something like that. We'll see. Right in the dick, damn. 230. I mean, the thing about Frieza is, I mean, he's rocking 80% damage reduction, right? So remember that the damage reduction is gonna scale better, but whew, man, I mean, it's good that we're taking not much, but at the same time, you know, like that's all well and good, but what happens when we fight Gogeta turn 1 and turn 1 he's dropping a 4.2 million super. We'll see. We'll see how it's gonna go. I could definitely see us potentially having some... We're just gonna one-turn them? Yeah, at first form Frieza, if you're protecting this guy's front, he can do shit. Right? Like, this is what... Namek Vegeta doesn't do shit. Like this is what... Like, Namek Vegeta wants to do, but he doesn't do. If that makes sense. Okay, goodbye. That was a crazy turn for Frieza. First form Frieza looked ridiculous right there. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Alright, guys. So I'm in just kind of one of these immortal fights just to get a little bit more footage of Frieza. We saw Frieza go up against some competitive super attacks, which is good. So we have a lot of support right here. I'm going to have to put it... We're in a Dokkan event, right? So I'm going to have to put him in slot 1 right here. But on the next rotation, we'll be able to put Full Power Frieza in slot 2 and see how he looks against a non-Pure Saiyan enemy. I mean, judging by the stats, judging by the defensive ability that Frieza can get to, I do like him. I think that this Full Power Frieza is a fine Super EZA character. He at least is something, right, that we've got that can be useful for this, you know, the villain teams. I mean, if they're ever, like, I don't know, if they're ever going to try and turn, you know, Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors, these types of teams, like these types of categories into legitimate teams, like, you know, they got to start putting the building blocks down. And that's what's happening. Dude, this Dokkan event, this used to be an Immortal Dokkan event, but look at the damage we do to Zamasu now. We could just outright kill him so easily. Like, I remember I did a video, oh man, I think this must have been mid-2018. It was about Dispo stacking up over like 25 turns against this Zamasu. It's like, you know, infinite power of Dispo or some shit like that. And like, look at it nowadays where we just jump in here and kill in seconds, dude. Alright, so this is, to be fair, I guess a pretty juiced situation in terms of like support and stuff like that. But let's see what Full Power Frieza has to offer for us right here. Let's see the damage Full Power Frieza will give us. And then I guess we can kind of wrap it up. Again, I think that Full Power Frieza, he seems to be a good EZA to me. I think we could see him potentially do some really good things in some of this very difficult, hard content. I'm going to be very eager to see exactly how Frieza's going to do when we're going up against, say, Gogeta, dropping a 4.2 million turn 1. Right, like how is Full Power Frieza going to handle that? You know, with Big Bad Bosses up, you know, with his 80% damage reduction up, but he hasn't super attacked yet, right? Where he gets that 30% defense for 3 turns. How is Frieza gonna do? Right now he looks good. I think maybe the second best EZA TUR. I don't know. Maybe Broly is better though, because Broly like doesn't have to be in, like, Broly could just sit in slot 3 the entire fight and you're good, right? That's not really what we have with Full Power Frieza. You know, where he's a very strong, defensively capable character when he's in slot 1, but once that damage reduction wears out, you know, it gets a little bit scary for him towards the end of the fight. It is interesting because Broly is weak at the start, Full Power Frieza is weaker towards the end. So, interesting. Alright guys, so there was our boy Super EZA Full Power Frieza. Let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy's stats here. So this is Emperor's Devotion, Frieza Full Power. Leader skill is Physical Type Key 3 and 70% of stats. Again, remember, Super EZA character, the only actual difference to the character is the passive, right? It is pretty crazy. Like, look at his Super EZA passive. Let's see what his regular EZA passive looked like, right? Crazy. So his updated passive, Totality of Rage. He gets 3 key, 150% attack at the start of turn. 300% attack and 150% defense on super attack. He gets 50% damage reduction at the start of turn. And then starting from the 5th turn, from Frieza's turn, he loses 10% damage reduction with each turn pass, no more than 30%. Now, this is an instance where that 5th turn from start of turn is actually good. because it means that starting from Frieza's, again, third turn, he's going to start losing 10% damage reduction each turn. But, I mean, that's looking pretty good. Just having a ton of damage reduction is really helpful against these 4+ million supers and shit like that, right? Then he gets 150% defense and 30% damage reduction as the first attacker in the turn. Thank God, right? One of the major reasons Raditz is so bad, chat, and I'm actually going to pull him up to make this point. One of the reasons Raditz was so bad is he has a slot 1 ability where they just give him defense. Look at this. Yeah, it's this. He gets a guaranteed crit within the same turn after receiving an attack, plus 150% defense when facing 2 or more enemies. That's the ability. Well, I mean, I guess it's not really a slot 1 thing, but it's like against multiple enemies, it's like they're giving him this defense as though that's going to do anything. Like, that's like a super battle road type situation. And I just remember looking at that thinking, this is worthless. This does nothing, right? Like, in a super battle road situation, these bosses would be supering you. You need, like, damage reduction or guard or something for that type of ability. So it's a good thing that for Frieza here, they're not just like, hey, here's, 300% defense, something like that. It's like they gave him defense plus damage reduction. That's really good. Then he gets 150% attack and defense on super attack as the second or third attacker in a turn. Then he gets a guaranteed additional super if HP is 50% or more when attacking. If HP is 50% or less when attacking, he does a guaranteed crit against super class enemies and becomes super effective against all types against extreme class enemies. Goku and Frieza, which are the most meaningful boss you'd want to crit against, they are super class, by the way. So full power Frieza would be getting guaranteed crits against them if it would get to him and your HP is under 50%. And then finally, full power Frieza gets 12 ki and 150% attack if there's a pure Saiyan category enemy. The Super Gogeta fight, that he is a pure Saiyan. So full power Frieza will have that in that fight. His super attack, I'm the one who'll kill you. Immense damage and 30% defense for 3 turns. Link set as prodigies, universe's most malevolent, nightmare, strongest gun in space, big bad bosses over in a flash and fierce battle. 12 key multiplier, 130% low, but I mean, this is a 2016 character, so it's been quite a long time there. In terms of his 200% teams, really it's only Frieza's team that I like. We could run this guy on Namek Vegeta's team as well. He does lead Namek Saga, but unfortunately Full Power Frieza's not on the 200%. I think it's very bad design that Vegeta comes out and all these Namek Saga characters aren't on his 200%. Nail, Full Power Frieza, Nail, Full Power Frieza, and Kui are not on Vegeta's 200%. Like, a lot of the Namek Saga characters of the celebration are not on the Namek Saga characters 200%. So, just horrible, horrible design. And then, First Form Frieza and Dodoria not being Namek Saga characters hurts as well, with, for Kui in particular. So, like, it's difficult to get that scouter up. Just, kind of a clown show a little bit. Here's Frieza's best slinging partners. I mean, this guy's coming up for an EZA, but he doesn't have big bad bosses. This guy's coming up for an EZA. And so is he, really. Okay. I guess him, too. Yeah. 2022 characters soon. But remember, we could always get, like, a carnival... Like, Final Form Frieza, to me, feels like a Carnival or Dokkan Festelar level character. I do want Final Form Frieza to get a Dokkan event, though. I do. Like, just Final Form Frieza Dokkan event. We'll see. So, there's that. Last thing we need to take a look at, of course, is Full Power Frieza's categories here. So, for starters, he's on the Planet Namek Saga team. Good to get more options for this team. This team was just so dreadful. And, I mean, there is a mission right now that's very tough. The Namek Saga mission in the Full Power Frieza Red Zone stage, which this Full Power Frieza would help out for sure. There's also the Full Power category that this Frieza's on. Full Power, of course, is a great roster of characters. This Frieza's also on Transformation Boost, another great villain team right there. Frieza's also on the Wicked Bloodline category team. Wicked Bloodline a couple of times in Dokkan history has been very good. Could easily happen again once, like, cooler EZAs or something like that, for sure. Then, full power Frieza is also on, what is a Sworn Enemy? No, is this Terrifying Conqueror? This is the Terrifying Conqueror category team. Excuse me. Yeah, that's what this is. I saw Paragus and it kind of, like, threw me off for a second. Like, Paragus and Mai, but yeah, they're Terrifying Conqueror characters. So this is the Terrifying Conqueror category, again, kind of like the major villain team. This team could become good within one celebration very easily, right? Then this is the final trump card category team, Frieza's on. Big array of characters over there. Then Frieza's also on the Exploding Rage category team. Nice to get more buffs for that team. Frieza's also on the Inhuman Deeds category team. So, of course, he's on, one of Vegeta's leader skills right there. Frieza's also on the Space Traveling Warriors team. That's, of course, one way he's on First Form Frieza's team right there. Frieza's also on, which one is this? This is Planetary Destruction. This is the Planetary Destruction category team. That's becoming quite a good team, huh? Then Full Power Frieza's on Gifted Warriors as well. So he's on all of Namek Vegeta's categories, I guess. Or leader skill, right? This is the Sworn Enemy category. You'd think that this would be a good team at some point in the future, right? It'd have to be. And then finally, we have the Battle of Fate category. And that is the final category for Super EZA Full Power Frieza. So, let me know what you guys think of this guy. To me, he seems like a very good character. I think this is a great EZA character. He's probably like 1, 2, 3, or 4, like a top EZA unit. I think that his damage reduction towards the start of these fights is going to be really good. I think he could help some of these villain teams. We'll see, but I think that this Super EZA Frieza, he's looking pretty damn good to me.